What's up, Brew Crew? Opie here. Welcome back to the Brew City Garden with my special guest, Mrs. Brew City Garden. So, as you guys know, there's going to be a fundamental change here to the Brew City Garden channel. The garden, as we know it, behind us is going to be no more, and we're going to be going through a transition, a huge transition, and it's going to be a goal to get our own home. And we're going to document some steps that it's going to take to get to that point. Now, it's not going to be a simple process. It's going to take a lot of patience and a lot of buckle down and saving and moving and all kinds of crazy stuff. So what do you think about having to move, this whole situation? We've been here for 5.5 years, and now we're being told we've got 60 days to get out.
I think the hardest part of this move is the fact that we are not from Wisconsin. We moved here on a transfer a little over 5 years ago for his job. So we wound up here by risk. We made a huge leap to get here, to better ourselves, to 5 years later have to start all over, and that part's hard. However,
I think we are better off, though. I mean,
oh yeah,
we made a lot of progress.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that. However, when you get displaced from your house and you've been given 60 days to get out, we don't have family here.
Yeah, we
have to do this 110% on our own.
Right, you guys are our family, really, and we've got some great neighbors here too, but otherwise, no, we don't have a huge network of people to rely on to watch the kids and to borrow money and all these things. We just don't have that, so that's a good point.
60 days to move out is totally possible. You're going to see that from us very shortly, that we did it in less than 60 days, more like 32 days. By the time it's all from the beginning to the end. But we don't have the luxury of staying with anybody. So that's what makes it so imperative that we find something very soon and jump on it. So that's the first step.
And we did. We found an apartment.
Yeah.
An apartment.
Which this is the transition to Brew City Gardening. You are going to participate in watching into Brew City scrambling at this point.
Yeah, essentially. So it's going to be a huge downsizing effort. A lot of stuff, it's going to go into storage. We're going to sell a lot of stuff that we can. We're going to junk a lot of things, like the chairs we're sitting on. Maybe. And really, over the next year to a year and a half, actually, it's just going to be downsizing and saving money. That's number one. We got to save as much money as we can to make the closing on our new house as comfortable as possible. And it's also going to afford us some time to actually look for that right house instead of having to just jump into the first thing that we find, which I think would probably ultimately be a huge regret on our part. So if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right.
For the situation at hand, we're coming from a 3-bedroom, full basement that is not finished but usable. And we have a 2-car garage that we don't even put our cars in because all of his garden things are outside, and outside table. We got kids with bikes, snow blowers, mowers, whatever. 5 years, this house has never seen any of our vehicles in the garage. It is definitely another storage unit for this property.
Yeah.
So that being said, we are moving from this place to a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment.
But the bummer is there's no room for a garden either. So I'm gonna have
backyard's a parking lot.
Yep, we're gonna have to get very creative as far as that's concerned. Now, I do have some ideas and I have some prospects for a garden next year. I've been offered to come out and look at some land that a friend of ours has, and if that works, I just might utilize that There are also community gardens here in the city of Milwaukee, and there's actually a lot of them. And that might be the route that I go for next year as well. But I don't have anywhere to do my plant starts early in the spring. So even with the Brew City Garden being relocated to somewhere else, it's going to be difficult to have the volume next year that I'm used to, because normally I just buy seed and start from seed, and now I got to start with store-bought starts. So I'm not too cool about that, but you know what? It is what it is. I'll start everything I can from seed, and I'll just have to buckle down and buy some. All right, guys. So basically, that's what we've got going on right now. We did find an apartment. We're going to be in the process of downsizing and moving. And as far as the channel goes, I think you're going to be joining us.
He has to teach me how to use the camera.
That's easy. Filming is the easy part. It's the editing. That's the hard part.
He can do that part. I don't have time.
And I will. That's not a problem. But we're going to be going over a lot of how to downsize and save and buy a house when you're piss broke. Basically, that's what we're going to do.
But also how to compact a huge house and yet make your smaller quarters just as good. And this is actually, we're going to document this because we don't even know how to do it. We're going to learn. We're going to show you how to do it too. If it could be useful to you, then we will show you how to downsize, save money, get what you need, suck it up for a year, and be somewhere in a way better place than you could ever imagine.
Hopefully.
It will. Might not be a year. Give us a year and a half. We'll keep you posted where we're at.
Yeah, that's right. If we've learned anything, it's that life has a strange way of messing up your plans.
Yeah.
And it really does. So I don't expect this to go totally smoothly, but I think maybe document it will help us keep us more
in line with the program.
Yeah, more on track, more however you want to say it. It's going to keep us accountable.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do, and I think we really hope you guys decide to join us. I think it might be fun and educational, and might see some smiles, we might see some tears, a little bit of everything. But our number one goal is to make it happen. And if you guys want to join us, I think that would be a wonderful thing. We could use all the support we could get, and you guys have been so awesome with the Brew City Garden that I'm sure I can count on a lot of you guys moving forward. I'm super stoked to have Miss Brew City Gardener joining us for the next at least year and a half, hopefully permanently. We'll see. I don't know. She doesn't have a huge green thumb, but that's okay. She can cook like nobody's business. So that might be something to segue into once we get our permanent relocation.
Which is going to be here, not going anywhere else. It will be in West Allis, Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're going to stay in the same neighborhood, same schools, same everything. That's why we're going to take our time to make sure we find the right place. We would love to be right back on the same block if possible, because we've got awesome neighbors. We got Jose, the neighbor back here. We got Dave, the drinking buddy across the street. And, we just love these people, and they love us too. So the closer we can get back to them, the better off I think we'll all be. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us here today at the Brew City Garden. And I really encourage you guys to join us through this transition and, the next step in evolution of the channel. With that, we want you guys to have an amazing day, and until next time, we'll see you. Oh, you know what?
It wasn't on record.
I didn't push record. All right, we'll do that again.
I'll be your new producer.
Oh, I'm such a dipshit.
We don't
I do that all the time. The neighbors are like, what the?